apologize. We got cut off there last time. I wasn't paying attention. Anyway, okay. So the Quebec Act of 1774 gives those French people lots of things that they want. Right now, they get to have their French law back. They all feel very comforted. They get to have Roman Catholics participate in the government. That had been denied to them when the English law took place, because one of the English laws is that if you're Catholic, you can't be in government. That's like a long-standing English law. You're not allowed. So they were allowed to come back into government, which was huge, right? So let me just show you. I want to show you a map of what this is what the new province of Quebec looks like. Look how big it is here. Now, remember, the French are only living here along this St. Lawrence Valley. There are no French people living way down here. Right here where my arrow is, this is Toronto. Okay, right here, this is Niagara Falls. Down here, this is, I think this is Detroit down here. Like it's Sarnia is like in this area. It's all like, this is all right here where you're seeing where it says Ohio River. This is how the extent of the land that this 1774 Act, it says that this is all Quebec territory. But there are no Quebecers. There's no French people living there. This is all First Nations territory. And again, those British colonists are angry. They are not happy at all that this map has been drawn, keeping them from this area that they want to move into, this Ohio River. Okay, so how do people react to this? Well, they are not pleased. They are not pleased at all. First of all, okay, some people are pleased. The French are very happy, right? They get all the things that they want. They're like, we'll stay part of Great Britain. You know, we'll be a great British colonist. You're going to treat us like this. We're good. We're totally good. But those 13 colonists, the 13 colonies, they are like super, super mad. They've just been taxed, all these extra taxes. Now they're expanding and letting these French people have everything that the French people want, but yet they get nothing, right? They don't get the Ohio Valley. They don't get that sweet, sweet land that they want. And this is the like feather that like broke the camel's back, right? Now this is the tipping point. They're gonna declare war. They're gonna do all kinds of things. So what do? They say, we're gonna be our own country. We don't want to be part of Great Britain anymore. We're going to be our own country, and we're going to name it the United States of America. That's what it's going to be. We're going to make a country. So there, that's what we're going to do. So on the July the 4th, 1776, they declare themselves the United States of America. But it's not as simple as that. Great Britain isn't going to be like, oh, you're now a country? Oh, interesting. Sounds good. No. Great Britain is not going to do this. Great Britain is going to fight, right? Because all the people that came over to make these 13 colonies originally came from Great Britain, right? This is British colonies, and they want that revenue of that taxation. They want that tax money. That's a huge like benefit to them to have all that money coming in. So they decide to fight, right? They've got all those warships, those same warships that they sailed down to fight for that battle from chapter 3 that we talked about. Those same warships, they got those ships. They're filled with soldiers. They can just send them down there to fight the colonists, and that's exactly what they do. So this sparks what's called the American Revolutionary War, and it lasts from 1776 until 1783, and it is bitter. It's a bitter war, because not everybody who's living in the 13 colonies want to become part of this new country called the United States of America. Some of those people are very loyal to Great Britain. They're like, we feel very British. We want to stay British. So neighbors are now fighting against neighbors. It's almost like a civil war, right? Like people are fighting each other. The only thing that we know so far about this is that the French are happy to stay British, right? When the 13 colonies declared war on Great Britain and said, we want to become a country, they approached Quebec. They were like, hey, you want to become part of the United States? We're making a country. You want to join us? We can be part of our country. We're happy to have you. And the Quebecers were like, no, thanks. We get to keep our French laws. We get to stay Catholic. We get to do all these things. They've said we can have all of our stuff. We're fine here. We're happy. We're not going to fight. So by doing the Quebec Act of 1774, what ended up happening was Great Britain ended up keeping the northern part of their territories. They ended up losing those 13 colonies, but they kept the north.